the corner. No, I won't be long, yeah, on the other side.
Welcome, everyone. This is Jacob with Ephraim, and I have a special guest with me, Lord Sam Kensington III.
Hi, everybody. Nice to be here.
All right. For those of you who don't know Sam, he's my brother from another mother. Basically, he lives over in England, and I'm opening my platform once again to everybody throughout the world, so we can get different perspectives from different people, from different cultures, different places of living. So so we can start putting things together, so we can work together and go across a planet and start awakening together. So we're actually going to start doing something here. I'm going to do a share screen. We got something to show y'all. Well, I got something to show y'all. We're going to get some input from Mr. Sam here. So let's go ahead and do this. Whoop, there's Figgy. She may not be able to join us right away. Now, here's where we're going to start first. Now, for those of you who are not aware, do you guys know what this is? Can you see the screen, Sam?
I can, mate. Yes.
Okay. So what are we looking at here?
Big now. Yep. We are looking inside a plane that poisons us every day, basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go through this little by little, folks. This was sent to me from a friend that has a TikTok account. I don't have like much for social media. I'll be honest with you. But there are good ways. And on TikTok, for this to be on TikTok actually kind of surprises me. But we're looking inside of a plane that sprays the skies with sky art, if you will. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. And I will hit pause periodically so that we can start examining some things. This biohazards. So I've had people asking me, what if these pilots don't know what they're carrying or what they're doing? You know, they're just flying, they're just doing a job to do a job, right? Well, that's about to get shot down. Hardcore. They know exactly what they're doing. They know what's going on, and it's quite disgusting. Notice any of those, folks? Whoop. Now I'm gonna hit pause here so that way some of y'all can hit pause long enough to give this another read so you can see some of the stuff that's in it. There you go. Second one. All right, now we're out of here. Oh, there's another one. Oh yeah, look at that. They know what they're doing. They know what's going on. But here's where it really comes important. You guys see this right here? BA. What does that stand for? Sam?
I'm not up on me. I'm not into me low decode reality stuff. Is that gold?
No, BA is barium. B-A-R-I-M.
Yeah.
Barium. Okay, and then another thing that they put in these things is aluminum, and its symbol is AL. B-A-A-L. Ball. No, you can't make it up, man. You can't.
Well, as you're showing that there, I'm terrible with these. I always forget them, but I do watch a hell of a lot of Decode Your Reality, Logan, on Decode Your Reality YouTube channel. And he explains how the periodic table and the numbers that they use all ties into gematria and the simulcron that we're living in. So it's almost exactly.
Look at these numbers. Can you see these numbers? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11.
You can't make it up, man. You can't. Okay, so let's carry on.
And but the other letters just there, the 327 adds up to 12, which is the number that we was talking about of the 138 Phoenix event.
Also has to do with 12 constellations. Now, this is a badge. Now, do you see what this says? It says, don't just spray them, bury them with a freaking headstone. Do you see that? And come on, folks. They know what they're doing. This is intentional. Look up what barium does to the human body, folks. I'm not going to give it all to you, but you need to do some research yourself and see what it does to your body. It's horrific. And so there's one pilot with it. Oh, look. He's got a patch right here on his shoulder. Look how it's all Velcro. Like, oh, look at this. This is cool. Throwing up the not really peace sign. This is actually Victor from war. That's actually what that means. That doesn't mean peace.
And the fact that it's a Velcro patch, so that can just come straight off as soon as they land. Stick a different one on.
Yeah. And here's another pilot, co-pilot, and he's like, yeah, thumbs up. I got my patch. Look at did you see what he was wearing? Did you see that? Let me back this up here a little bit.
The on-off button there as well. Yeah.
Look at this. The dude's in the plane wearing a freaking mask, an air respirator. That's how bad it is, folks. They know what they're doing. Jiminy Cricket.
And just to comment on that, Jacob, so our mutual friend Rob, who lives on the south coast of England, very close to it's more or less just like a special force base, but it's a naval base. And so their families live on that base and around the area that it's situated. And like in England at the moment, we're getting pummeled, absolutely pummeled with this stuff at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
It's off the scales.
I've been noticing it here in the United States, here in Oklahoma. I've noticed it when I was down in Texas. I've noticed it when I was traveling around pipelining everywhere I went in the United States, especially around bigger cities. You're just getting laced up. You're getting bariumed.
Yeah, bariumed. And so the skies are always white. The sun is always brighter than it should be, and that doesn't actually look correct because you can't see it through these fine particles.
Yeah, you can't
this
see
is
through this
what we.
haze.
Yeah, me and Rob was saying earlier. So, military used to use like chaff, didn't they, to mess around with radar in the early days.
Yeah,
and we're noticing a lot of the time in England that the phones aren't working properly. You can't get a good communication. Well,
yeah. Kane, I've been having issues with being on like when we'll chat through Telegram, and sometimes and her signal's just terrible.
Yeah, well, we're being chaffed basically, aren't we? If you think about all those tiny particles of metal that are up in the atmosphere, it's working along those lines.
Yeah.
But to get back to what I was saying earlier, they're spraying that area where their families live. So it doesn't make any sense, does it?
Oh, it doesn't. It's like, what are you guys doing? Or are their families living there? Or are their families somewhere else?
Well, yeah, you don't know, do you? Because on the south coast, as I said earlier, they're being pummeled. It's day in, day out. And it's all coming from this one naval base. Yeah, sorry. Continue, Jake. Sorry.
Yeah, we've got like 5 seconds left on this one here. So here we go. We've got our patch. Spray and pray. What? What the hell are you talking about, dude? Oh my gosh. So this is what's going on, folks. Now that's the end of this. So I'm going to show you guys some pictures here. Check this out. All right. Here's one that kind of blew me away when somebody sent this to me. I was like, wait a minute. Do what? Look at this. Over Disney, chemtrails with the ship. Now, if anybody remembers Peter Pan, oops, I touched it. Sorry. If anybody remembers Peter Pan, at the very end of the cartoon, a ship flies off in the sky and there's a big, trail of pixie dust right behind it, like simulating chemtrails. And here they're showing you in Disney. It's like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. Now, check this out. On the back of a coin, you got a chemtrail. Now, I don't know this language. I'm thinking this is Spanish. Is this a Spanish coin?
Citadel,
You know what? I think this is Central America. Americano, or Mexicano. Man, it's hard to see the bottom of that. It's either Americano or Mexicano. So this could be Central America somewhere. I'm thinking it's quite possible. But either way, and then look at this. Look at this Coke can, dude.
Yeah.
What are they doing? It's probably in the Coke, so don't drink Coke, for crying out loud. Oh my gosh, what else is in there? I mean, and most people know that if you pour a 2 liter of Coke in a toilet, a dirty toilet, you can use it and let it sit for like a good half an hour. You can take your brush and it'll clean your whole freaking toilet. Everything off of it. That's
old coins. You put old coins in it, they come up looking brand new, don't they?
Yeah, it's scary. Oh, another nuclear plant closes. Get ready for electrical shortages. Oh, goodness, great. After the discovery of a variety of brain parasites, scientists actually believe a zombie apocalypse is possible. Known as the Zombie Project, scientists have been looking at ways that parasites and neurotoxins could lead the human race towards insanity. It was even published in multiple medical journals. Great.
Yeah, well, Sheep Farm is sheepfarm.co.uk. If you're interested in parasites in humans, it's one of the best places to go because Dom, for instance, got Lyme's disease years ago and has cleared out parasites. We've all got parasites in our bodies. You don't realize.
Now, this is a conspiracy theorist starter pack. You have to have a brain. So how many people here are conspiracy theorists? I'll raise my hand. In fact, I'm gonna say I'm a conspiracy realist. I go past the theories.
We're loyal to the foil, mate.
Loyal to the foil. Yes. So we're gonna get back to that here in a minute.
Y'all want to see something?
Uh-oh. Where's it at? I'm looking for. No, it's not there. We'll get to XFiles here in a minute. Hang on a second, folks. I gotta find this. There's something I wanted y'all to see. I don't know where that's at.
On that time, I will go.
Oh, crapinata. Okay, that says, yeah, that looks like Del Mexicano. I think I did kind of blow that up a little bit. Oh, yeah. For those of y'all with Will Smith, yeah, it was a copied movie, by the way. Oh, crap, I can't find it. Hang on. Okay, here's a picture, a collage of pictures that people have taken all over the world. Does that look normal to you folks? Sam, does that look normal? That don't look like skies I remember when I was a kid. Now, granted, I was born in 77. You know, I'm 44 years old. That don't look like nothing that I remember.
No, it's but just to get people to look up and recognise it is so difficult. It's so frustrating, isn't it? That you can look at that in the sky and think that that's just anything normal.
Well,
this year we've had one.
Look up instead of looking at your phones.
Exactly. This is the problem. We've had one nice day this year in the UK. One Saturday where it was just perfect blue skies. The next day, and it was sunny and warm. You were sitting outside in a t-shirt and shorts. The next day, it poured down with rain. And it's just like, this is not normal, you know. It's just not natural weather.
Oh yeah. Now we've got some more stuff with the Mandela effect. A lot of people don't remember this part of it. This is kind of a mockery of Sally Field, you know, when she was saying, you like me, you really, really like me. And it was, you know, you love me, you really, really love me. Well, a lot of people don't know that Sally Field, her brother works for CERN. Did you know that?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. So I'm going to play this clip here for everybody here for just a second.
You like me right now. You like.
Let's see if I'm actually going to try. Oh, here it is. So we're going to get right to where she's talking about it.
That doesn't even sound right, does it? If you know that that's wrong.
Turns out you have a brother who is a scientist.
A high energy particle scientist.
High energy particle scientist.
Particle scientist. He's one of the finest scientists on Earth.
And what does he do his work?
At CERN, where they, you know, I think there's
Hollywood's all wrapped up in it, folks.
You know, release this information about the Higgs particle, the God particle, and he was one of the scientists who made that discovery.
Now, think about this for a second. The Higgs particle, okay, or the God particle, and they're colliding particles like they're trying to destroy God, the creator. That's a way of looking at it.
Yeah. I don't know if you come across Chris, the quantum businessman. So that's the quantum businessman, the YouTube channel. And he's fascinating on his deep dive down the Mandela effect. He sort of goes from a slightly different, like for instance, with the Mandela effect. Did you know that the Germans actually reached the east coast of America and submarines were blowing up merchant ships and oil ships and things like that?
Yeah, so check this out. The USS Silverside did fight in World War II in the Pacific and in the Atlantic. What a lot of people don't realize is that the Silverside was actually placed, it's actually right now, it currently sits in Muskegon Lake, in the channel between Lake Michigan and Muskegon Lake. Okay, and it was placed there after they realized that the Germans had good submarines and that they were going to be coming and they could run silently. They brought the USS Silverside and kept it in the channel to the Great Lakes in case the Germans made it in, and it was stationed there. And then after all the threats were gone and there were no subs, and then, after they scooped it after World War II was over, they actually just parked the USS Silversides right there in the channel, and it's been there ever since. I've actually slept on it multiple nights when I was in Boy Scouts. You could go and camp out on it overnight, and it was really cool. You could see the torpedo tubes. You're not supposed to climb in it, but we climbed in it because we're rambunctious boys, So but yeah, you could go up and down the mess hall, the whole ordeal. It was really cool. But yeah, little fun fact about that. But with submarines, but yeah, I know all about it. They were worried. But now,
what a mad thing in this timeline, as Chris explains, is that they got here and were causing an absolute havoc on the East Coast. I don't remember that. Not in my timeline.
Now, today I'm doing a video because today is 666. 6 month, 6 day, 2022. You had the 222, you got 6, right? And we just happen to be talking about the sky art, the trails, the spraying. But just recently, 2000 Mules came out, and there was some information that came out, and this is going to blow y'all's mind. This again was sent to me by a friend of mine who the same friend that has TikTok. I want everybody to watch this. This is gonna open your eyeballs. If you happen to be a big Trump woohoo, this might make you think twice. And we'll talk about that here in a second. Right after that, watch this.
Want to see something interesting? In my previous video, I mentioned that 2000 Mules mentioned 4 million minutes of video surveillance evidence of election fraud. So it got me thinking, why would they use, minutes instead of hours? I mean, that would be a substantial amount of hours too, right? So I decided to, find out how many hours that is exactly. This is where it gets interesting, okay? Let me show you. I went to my calculator and I put in 4 million.
Have you seen this yet, Sam?
Divided it by 60.
No, I haven't, mate. No.
Check this out.
This is how many
Yeah, could make it out, could you?
I'm going to share this with Rob. He's going to go mental.
We knew what was coming, but until you see it, it's like, right, okay.
Yeah, it's like he's going to go mental. I mean, today is 666, and then all of this is like, are you freaking kidding me, dude? It's like all of these sixes, and then of course they're all divisible with 11, which is Janus or Janus. It's like,
and the number 7 has a lot of significance as well. Yeah,
it's mind-boggling, all of this crap that they're doing. Oh, and check this out. On top of that, I did a report earlier, solar weather report. Today, we got impacted. I think it was around 4 a.m. with a coronal mass ejection that happened a few days ago. We got hit today with 66.6 centimeters cubed of plasma. Come on, man. And this was from the European Space Agency's what their graph was showing. 66.6 centimeters cubed of plasma. Come on, man. This is getting redonkulous.
They're playing games with us, or we are just in a simulation, basically.
Oh my gosh, it's so retarded. Now, to wrap this up, for those of us who don't know, this is a little clip from the XFiles. Actually, hang on a second here. All right, folks, we're going to play a little clip of this, a little snippet for you to start thinking about. This is from a TV show that many of us here in America, we're all very familiar with. It's called XFiles.
Tad O'Malley has been making claims.
Claims about what?
You and everyone you know has a piece of DNA in your genome, put there without your knowing it.
But by whom?
Well, that's the question of the day.
This is an internet lunatic. You're not saying you believe him.
Hold on, Agent Einstein. You're talking to a scientist.
Forgive me, Assistant Director. It may sound insensitive, but
Agent Einstein is a pretty
Pure science
funny
fiction.
name, don't you think, folks?
Agent Einstein is that the facts, as I understand them, cannot be discounted out of hand.
no one has the right or the ability to tamper with your DNA.
Unless we gave them that ability.
All right. Now, for many of us who are in the no circle of things, we know that they've been doing it for years. We're not going to say the name of how they've been doing it, but for anybody who's grew up getting certain things in order to go to school because, you know, government says you have to, you know what I'm talking about.
Exactly. Britney Spears concert, as we call it.
Yeah, the Britney Spears, yeah.
And yeah, and like I'm 45 this year, and I had to have quite a few in the UK. I know that in America, there's even more. You have to have even more, don't you?
Yeah, I believe so. I actually stopped getting any kind of injections when I was 12. I was like, nope, I'm not getting any more shots. Nope, forget it. The only injections I ever had was if I had my allergies were really bad, then I would get what's called it's called a depot shot, but it's Depot-Fidrol or something like that. It's an allergy shot. It's like a form of cortisol, if you will, but it's not quite that strong. But it was made up just for me. I actually went through. They tested me for all my allergies, so it was my own little shot that was for me. And then they'd give it to. And the funny thing is, they'd give it to me, and then and it was made up specifically for me. I'd call, yeah, my allergies are bad, and then they'd have it in like 2 days. I mean, it was made that quick, so it was a fresh batch. And they're like, well, this is only going to work for 4 to 6 weeks, but for me, it would work for 2 years. I wouldn't have to get another shot for 2 years, so my allergies were good, which thank goodness for that. But
well, this might sound controversial, but we know how mad these scientists and people in white coats are now, don't we? It's fully out there. Who's to know what sort of experiments they've been? Well, we know the experiments they've, for instance, just in America alone, that they've done on the black communities over the years.
Oh my gosh!
Just wonder what different experiments they've done with these. We go along to get. Going to hospital for an operation, for instance, you don't know what you've been injected with when you put under, do you?
No, you have no clue.
What experiments they've been doing on the population for years that just
for decades. I mean, If you look up back the Spanish flu, what was it, 1816 or something? The Spanish flu. Everybody's walking around. Back then, they were, they all had masks on and stuff back then too. It's something that they put. Oh, we got to wear masks so we don't spread it. And it's like, But then when you start really looking into it and all of the deaths, what the majority died of, you start going, wait a minute here.
Yeah, it's just the soldiers alone. They all had to be Britney Spears before they went. And they were falling ill in the trenches of very strange illnesses. And then all went back to their families. And then all the families got ill. But that was also, we call that certain number with a G on the end, pentojizzle. And so they're introducing this new technology now in the airwaves, and back then that was when the first radios were introduced as well into the frequency, into the ether. So a lot of these, because we're getting some strange illnesses in the UK. I know you're getting them there as well, but just amongst our friends, the network that we've got that we all communicate with, like you do, Jacob, and some very strange illnesses that we're getting, and are they ramping up? Is someone in a lab somewhere actually just turning this stuff up a little bit at a time each day?
Exactly. It's got to make you wonder. So let's get on to the second part. I did get a text from Figgy. She said she's not going to be able to make it. So we'll continue on.
Yeah. Okay, mate. That's a shame.
They're tampering with our DNA, that they're able to shut down our immune systems by the addition of something to our DNA.
Yes, but I don't know how exactly.
Or how it's being triggered,
I don't know that either.
or why it's happening now. What can we possibly do?
We need to act quickly.
You were right about that.
Well, I was wrong about the science. I was wrong about what's causing it. Dead wrong, in fact.
But it's clearly a widespread failure of our immune systems.
Through gene tampering. A virus within a virus that was put there through the smallpox vaccine. It's what these men are calling the Spartan virus.
We have to figure this out. What's wrong?
Okay, so this is their take on it through the smallpox. That was their take on it. We can't prove that, but anyway, but what she's talking about though, genetic manipulation. What species, Sam, do we know from all the way back, and I'm talking 20,000 years ago plus, has been genetically modifying mankind?
Exactly.
The Anunnaki.
Yeah.
Or actually, to be more specific, because Anunnaki is a general term.
Yeah.
We're actually talking about the Nibirians, those from the planet of Nibiru. Anunnaki is really any alien species that comes from the heavens to Earth. So that classifies anybody. So we're actually talking about the Nibirians. Anunnaki is a broad term, folks. So yeah, and Enlil, specific Enlil and Enki. Enki was actually using his DNA because he was the chief scientist, was Enki. But then after a little while, Enki started feeling bad. He's like, man, I don't feel right about this. Like, like he was doing it. I mean, it's like some of us, we're waking up, we're doing a job, we're doing something, all of a sudden, something's just not right here. I don't like this. He started growing more of a conscience, like this isn't right. And then what did he do? Well, when you actually know the Sumerian tablets of creation, in the Enuma Elish, and you start reading into it, you go, holy crap, he grew a conscience, realized what he was doing was wrong. And then he actually went and told Adam and Eve, if you will, hey, you need to partake of this fruit so you can wake up and realize you're slaves. We've been using you for slaves. And he's trying to clear his conscience because he feels bad. And so now he's trying to help them out. So as in the Bible, it would be considered Lucifer, but really he wasn't a bad guy. He was trying to wake them up. It's just been twisted. And so then what happens? They take the fruit, they wake up, oh my gosh, and they realize they're naked. They're like, oh crap, we need to get some clothes on. So then they go and get clothes. And then Enlil returns and says, whoa, you guys got clothes on. You're awake? what the heck, what's going on here? And then like, well, wait a minute. If God is an all powerful, all knowing of everything God, he would have seen him doing it before he even showed up. But then he showed up and says, whoa, what is this? Why do you got clothes on? Who told you were naked? It's like, have you eaten of the fruit? He asked him, have you eaten of the fruit that I told you not to eat? And he goes, well, the woman you gave me, she gave it to me and I ate. And he's like, Eve, what is this that you did? So if God knows everything, why was he having a conversation? Ask him. He already knew because he should have known everything. So it puts it into your mind, folks. Hey, start thinking about this. This is a being talking to another being. Okay.
Exactly. When you look into that story as well, and I can't remember the name of the book, but you realise that Eden was actually protected by armed guard, so no one could get in and no one could get out. Which tells you there were already people on Earth or whatever the place was, because they were stopping them from getting in and saving these people,
getting in or getting out, and they were
not allowing them out into the main population because they didn't want them mixing.
Yep. And then Enlil, he kicked Adam and Eve out, like, get the heck out of here. Because why? Because now that they're awake, they would start spreading it to the other ones, and he didn't want a collective conscience because he knew they'd be overpowered. They're like, oh crap, get these two guys out of here. And then put a cherubim, which is a angel of death, really, a scary, with a flaming sword blocking the way, so that way they couldn't, so they couldn't have everlasting life. So,
and if you're interested in this story, Billy Carson or
Billy Carson on Forbidden Knowledge, absolutely.
He's just done a new video explaining this. It's one of his latest ones. He's the god of the Bible, Satan.
Yeah. Is Satan really
excellent?
Something like
excellent
that.
episode.
Great
excellent
episode, like an hour and a half long. Yeah, for sure.
And you'll find it very quickly because it's one of his latest ones that he's done.
Yeah. So everybody go check him out. Now let's tap a little bit more of this. We only got about 9 minutes left, Sam.
Science. Okay. The Spartan virus removes the adenosine deaminase gene from your DNA. Removes the ADA gene and your immune system will simply vanish. Yeah, but I'm not getting sick. It's only a matter of time. Okay? So how does it work?
It's only a matter of time.
The ultimate weapon. The ability to depopulate the planet. To kill everyone but the chosen by tampering with their DNA.
Think about that, folks. Now, I'm actually going to go past, I'm not going to use this part, but there's something I want to show you guys, and it's going to blow your mind. Okay, so check this out, folks. I was actually trying to get to this to show you this video on Twitter, and Twitter took it down because it violated their rules. But basically, the sum of it is the Pfizer CEO explains at the WEF that their goal is to reduce the world population by 50%. Why this isn't front page news everywhere around the world is baffling to me. Now, I actually watched this video before it was removed, and you might be able to find it in certain places, so go look for it. But it's real. I watched this, and he said it himself. That was their goal.
Yeah, for sure. This was being shared around the Telegram groups, weren't it? And
oh yeah,
well, all of there were a hell of a lot of little clippets from that week at the world. That was it, Davos. Yeah, very telling. They're not mixing their words anymore, and they're not hiding what their agendas are.
I'm also showing you guys this right here because this is important. Look at this. This isn't a joke. These things are real. It is time to wake up because this is one heck of a psycho clown world by any and every means. Okay, I think that's about where we need to wrap up with it. So, folks, please, by all means, keep your eyes open. No fear, and remember that love is the only way forward.
Exactly. Big love and bigger hugs, people. Take care.
Have a good day, folks.